All right, guys, welcome back to Altcoin Daily. This video today, it's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be to the point. If you're new to the channel, the reason you want to subscribe is because every single day of the week, we keep you informed on what's going on with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I try and provide perspective, value, analysis, and overall, my personal goal, I don't know what you guys are doing, but my personal goal is, or my personal thoughts are by that investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency today, it's going to greatly grow in the future and it could lead to life-changing wealth. So that's my plan, and I started this channel because there can be a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to cryptocurrency, and I understand that. So I'm hoping to break things down, make it easy to understand, and overall, use our channel as a starting off point. You're going to have to make your own decisions. When you tell me in the comments that you're all in on Dogecoin or all in on Dashcoin or whatever it is, do I think that's necessarily the best idea? No, but that's great. I love the fact you're making your own decisions. Let's get started. I wanted to start with this article because I think it's the most telling to us as cryptocurrency investors. The headline is this. In the last 2 weeks, there was a 47% rise in Grayscale's GBTC trust. You've probably seen this ticker, and the headline is that this signals high institutional demand. And I agree with this, so let's dive in. Until an ETF is approved, there's really only one way to buy a Bitcoin derivative through a traditional brokerage account, and that's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC. So Grayscale is the world's largest digital asset fund, and so far, they've been the only institution that's been able to get approval to list a Bitcoin product on the stock market. Recently, that product has seen a large surge in its price, proving that there is an increased institutional demand for Bitcoin. So let's dive into this. Before we get into the exact figures, I want to scroll down and just try and define Grayscale a little bit more. So Cryptocurrency Facts points out that GBTC, it's the only stock offered on NASDAQ.com or any United States public stock exchange that holds Bitcoin as its primary asset. It is also one of the only choices for investing in Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin directly. And this is good for investors who want to gain exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to buy it on an exchange. It means they don't have to worry about sending their coins to the wrong address or getting hacked or phished or anything else that can go wrong. However, it does mean that they're paying a high premium for the Bitcoin. So paying a premium that can go as high as 100% over what Bitcoin's actual price is. So people use Grayscale Investment Trust. Basically, they're investing in this trust, and they're not actually holding the Bitcoin. They're investing in this custody service, and the fact is they're paying a premium for these Bitcoins. So right now, Bitcoin cost about $5,000. It's possible they could be paying $7,000 or $10,000 for the Bitcoin. It depends. Anyway, there's been a high increase in demand for GBTC. While the prices for the GBTC trust are up 56% in the past 3 months, the true indicator of demand is that prices are up an incredible 47% since the market surge in the beginning of April. So for the past couple weeks, up 47%. That's a significant amount of growth to have happen in less than 2 weeks, especially since Bitcoin's spot price rose just 28% in the same period. So Bitcoin rose 28%. But quote-unquote institutional money going into GBTC was up 47%. Wow. So institutions are clearly interested in buying cryptocurrency products, and that's good news for us hodlers. It means that the new bull market might not be as far off as some people think. Wow, the sentiment is really shifting, huh? Further, all this buying provides good evidence that once an ETF is finally approved, there will be a significant demand for it. If investors are willing to pay a premium for the GBTC product, they'll no doubt be willing to invest even more money when they can purchase an ETF for a better price. So let's take a look. So just 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin was at around 3,800. Now we are at 5,100. And you notice the sentiment, the shift is in the air. Now all of a sudden I hear people saying, hey, get ready for 6,000. We're going to test 6,000. And surely that is very much possible. And many more people are saying, get ready for the summer bull run, get ready for the end of the year bull run. I don't know if any of that's going to happen. You know what I think? I think 2019 is a year for accumulating. I think that's what people are doing. And the real goal, the real prize is going to be not, I'm not saying don't take profits, but the real prize is going to be a few years away. That's what I'm doing. It's kind of interesting though, right? A lot of people think 31 was bottom. A lot of people don't think 31 was bottom. We put out this poll on our Twitter, and there's still less than a day left to participate. If you want to participate in this poll, your vote will matter because only 690 people have voted so far. But 64% of the altcoin daily community think 3,100 was the bottom, and 20% think that Bitcoin is going to go lower. It's kind of exciting, right? We don't know if this is bottom. We haven't really retested it as of yet. I mean, you could say that this was kind of a retest, but not too much time. There wasn't a lot of time in between this. We have to come down. We have to see if we can get a higher low. Now, if we did get all the way up to 6,000, even if we got up to 6,500, I would think that we would come back down and have to retest, right? At least 4,200. First of all, there's tons of resistance at 6,000, so I would think it'd be hard to get past that. But if we come back down now or a week from now, I think hopefully we would hold at about 4,200. I actually have a buy order set at 4,200 right now, so we'll see if that ever gets filled. By the way, guys, what is the biggest problem with Bitcoin? When somebody says, or when you talk about Bitcoin with a friend or with a stranger, what do they inevitably say? Well, Bitcoin, it costs a lot to mine Bitcoin. It's a real energy suck. Well, this is the costliness of money, and look how Bitcoin holds up. So to mine gold costs $105 billion per year. For minting and paper currency, $28 billion per year. The whole banking system, $1,870 billion. And governments in general, $27,600 billion. Well, Bitcoin at the moment is only $4.5 billion. So yes, everything has a cost. But when you put it in perspective, with regards to everything else, specifically money in general, I think it's worth it. By the way, guys, I cannot wait for the day, whether that comes at the end of the year, whether that comes in the beginning of next year. I know it seems like a long way off to talk about next year, but what I expect to happen by next year is short in comparison to, traditional ways to invest money. But if and when, or more like when, given enough time, whenever we can sustain a price over 6,000, and it seems like, again, 6,000 becomes, support, and then a lot of people realize, Bitcoin will maybe never get below $6,000 again, I think that's going to incite a lot of FOMO as people realize that the bottom is in, $6,000 is a new support, we need to get in before $10,000, which brings me to my next article. People only want to buy Bitcoin after prices rise, Google data shows. So check this out. A closer look at the trending searches through the past month reveals that the phrase buy Bitcoin tends to increase in interest only after the price of Bitcoin has actually increased. So then this article gets into some specifics on how the search for Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin increased after the price increase, the countries where people searched for this the most. And then it gets into some loose research on why we have already bottomed out for the year. And it concludes by saying, so with Bitcoin price above 5,100 again, showing bullish signs, there could be a few reasons to scoop up some Bitcoin now, because if Google data is anything to go by, the vast majority of people will likely buy Bitcoin at 30,000 and higher rather than the low of 3,000. Ain't that the truth, right? I mean, how many of you weren't buying Bitcoin down here, but then when Bitcoin jumped up here, you're like, oh man, this FOMO, I need to get into Bitcoin before it really rallies. And actually, I saw a different study relating to this article. Basically, after some research and a study, they timed it out. They said, after Bitcoin, I think this was the conclusion of this study I read, after Bitcoin, or after anything rallies by 20%, that might be the best time to buy, because that is really when people start FOMOing in. And just for your return on investment, I need to find that study, but it was basically after a 20% rise. That's the best time to get in because that's when the FOMO, I don't know. Next article. Former Coinbase exec appointed to head of sales and marketing at Fidelity. So some more Fidelity news. Fidelity quietly expanding their exec team, quietly building in the background, getting ready for the storm. Digital asset trading and custody platform Fidelity Digital Assets has named a former Coinbase executive the head of sales and marketing, according to a press release published April 10th. Christine Sandler, who previously served as the head of institutional sales at American major cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, has joined Fidelity as its head of sales and marketing. And in this role, Sandler will reportedly lead the expansion of Fidelity Digital Assets into new markets, as well as take responsibility for institutional customer service. Sandler's former experience also includes head of equity electronic sales for the Americas at Barclays Investment Bank and executive vice president and global head of sales for the New York Stock Exchange Euronext. She also served as head of electronic sales at investing and wealth management firm Merrill Lynch and worked as a buy-side trader. So obviously very, very experienced, and Fidelity is recruiting her. So Fidelity Digital Assets went live in the beginning of March, as you recall. So it's been live for almost 2 months now, and this went live with a select few group of clients. The company said that when we go live, we're going live with a select group of eligible clients and will continue rolling out slowly. Fidelity Digital Assets head Tom Jessup has said that at this time the company is still working on various parts of its platform. He also noted that while some users have been on the platform since January, others may wait until September, as it really depends on the facts and circumstances of each client. So a slow rollout. Either way, I think you can see what I can see. The general public, this isn't on their radar yet, but Fidelity's not getting in this business to make money this year or make money next year. For Fidelity and for Fidelity's clients, they probably plan to offer this to their clients and make money for the next 10 years, 20 years, possibly multiple decades. So I have to stress, guys, we are in exciting times. So check out our Twitter at altcoindailyio. We just tweeted, we're waiting for HBO to make this happen. Check it out on our Twitter. Obviously, Bitcoin's king. Well, you'll just have to go to our Twitter. Check it out. Oh yeah, Elon Musk tweeted about cryptocurrency yet again, just the other day, April 13th. Cryptocurrency is my safe word. Okay. My portfolio is mostly Bitcoin. Did I stutter? That's really it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Kind of short, kind of sweet, hopefully to the point. 2019 is a year for accumulation. I think so. And we'll just have to wait to see if we go up to 6,000, or inevitably we will come back down. And will that be a higher low? That's what I'm looking for. Exciting times. All right. See you tomorrow.